Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Spellbinders and so many other creators because we are doing another celebration or inspirational, if you want to look at it that way, blog hop, just using the May clubs from Spellbinders. So I'm going to go back and focus in on the amazing paper Grace. Again, you have that huge die that needs to sit on a 6.5 by 6.5 piece of cardstock or base, so to speak, if you use that entire thing. What I want to focus in on this card is to show you that if you just focus in on the smaller square in the center, it is perfect for your standard A2 size cards, which are 4.25 by 5.5. Now you can see I've taken care of the die cutting, and I'm also going to be pulling in that flower die. What could you do with that one flower die? So instead of gray, I'm actually using a rose red color, and I dug into my stash for some backgrounds that I had when I was playing around with my shimmer powders. So I pulled out the red, and then I believe, which is Catherine Wheel, and then I pulled out the green, and I forget what that's called. So I just used those to do my die cuts. I did cut 5 of that center piece in ivory, and I'm going to layer those as well. And I did use that sentiment set, Simply Stated, for my sentiments. Again, stamping those along as well. I'm just a fan of that stamp set. Spellbinders, you should probably bring that back. Just an idea. It's just definitely one of my favorites. I'm going to glue 2 of the layers down. I did cut that 3 times directly onto the distressed panel, and then I'm going to prop the one up using foam squares, as you saw. You can see it fits perfectly within the center, or in my case, towards the top, because I don't like to truly center things. I'm going to come in with my vintage photo just to go around that piece. You don't have to. It is something that I do enjoy. I am the big fan of the vintage photo, and it does not matter what color it is. I'm just a fan. I use it often. So now when it comes to the flowers, I'm going to set all of that aside so that it can dry. I'm going to go around each of these flowers that I've cut with the vintage photo, whether it's the green, the solid, or the ones that I did the mixed media on. Now, I was thinking that I was going to layer these, but then you'll see that I changed my mind. I'm going to pull out my tools and my piece of foam so that I can break the fibers of this paper. Now, the paper that I use when I do my mixed media is Bristol or a watercolor paper, depending upon what I'm looking to do. So it is going to take a lot to get this to break the fibers. That's what's going to help to bend these papers up. What I also noticed when I was layering, now again, I just wanted to do a simple layer. I didn't want to spray them to get them wet, to pull a wire through. Again, you've got all of these different ways that Becca Feakin has come up with to create her awesome cinch and go flowers. So for these, I'm going to be breaking the fibers on both sides, and then when I turn it over and I push it down, I get that leaf to curve away, to come up from the center and then go back down onto the edge. And that's the look that I'm looking for, and I'm going to do that individually. So perfectly, I have an odd number. Now, these reds that I use are very close to the flourish design that I die cut as well. But I do have the differences, and you're going to see how I'm going to incorporate those greens to actually separate these off of that page. Now, you'll see that as I continue to break these down, again, these are only going to be one layer, single layer cards. Or cards. I'm silly. Flowers. So I'm just going to play with the placement. Again, we're going to have an odd number because that's just something that I do. And we'll be using both the liquid adhesive and the double-sided foam squares to get those set. Now, because I lifted off the one flourish panel up, I'll have to use a double layer because I still want that to come up off of that flourish panel as well. So you just got to make sure if you've got one layer of double-sided foam squares and you want it raised up even more off of that, you're going to put a double layer. So for the leaves, I'm actually going to cut the green flowers up. Now I've got these great little tiny leaves that I can cut and put anywhere that I want onto the card. I am going to still break those fibers because I still want them to be worn and tattered in a way, the same way that those flowers that are sitting on that corner look as well. I'm going to put just a spot of glue at the bottom of them, and then I will place these around. And you can see that even though it's the same petal, it's the same look, it does look like a petal coming from it. Now, you could have reversed it too. You could have had the pointy end of this flower come out and to look like a leaf as well. So you didn't have to have the same side sticking out. By having that the point edge coming out, it would look like, you know, a leaf that has 2 points coming from the stem. So again, just because you have that one image, it's a way to stretch that die, a way to make that image or that die do more things than what you're looking for, so that you don't have to, okay, well, I need to get this and I need to get this. Nope, you can do that all with what you have here. I pulled out my Dandelion Nouveau gloss drops, and I'm just going to put big, huge centers onto each of these flowers, and I thought yellow was the way to do it, to make these flowers just pop. And it kind of does. As I'm looking at it now, doing the voiceover, it really does. I now see the true separation using the green and the yellow for those flowers for this card. As always, I do hope you enjoyed the project that we made today, and I do hope, and I know you will, enjoy all of the other wonderful projects the other creators are creating as well. So make sure you hop along. As always, links to the Spellbinders shop, their blog, their inspiration gallery, and all of the other clubs that are available will be linked down below. And if you have a question, please make sure you leave that down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Now, for the part that you've been waiting for, the giveaway. As always, Spellbinders is celebrating this release, and they are giving away a $50 gift certificate to 3 lucky blog readers. Now, those 3 lucky winners are going to be selected from their blog. Again, I will have that linked below and on my blog, so make sure you go to one of those 2 places. You can also hop along to see if there's other giveaways given, and this giveaway will close on Sunday, May 31st at 11:59 Eastern Time. The winner will be announced on their blog post that following Tuesday, basically. So know that it's going to be drawn on the 31st, and then it will be announced the following Tuesday on their blog. Just make sure you remember the winner's responsible for shipping costs, duty, and taxes. So I do wish everybody luck. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Again, I do hope you enjoyed this project. Make sure you continue to enjoy your day and stay safe and healthy. Until next time, remember what's most important. Always be creative.